Hello everybody, I hope everything is going fine with you. Welcome to another video. In today's lesson, we are going to cover two courses, which are the future simple and future perfect. So we are going to study the difference between the future simple and future perfect at three levels. The first level that we are going to look at is the form. How do we form each tense? And then we are going to see the uses of each tense, when do we use it and what do we use it for. And of course, last but not least, what are the time expressions or time indications associated with both future simple and future perfect. So first, let's start with the future simple. So one of the uses of the future simple is to make predictions in the future. Before we move on to an example to see how can we make predictions or what are the time indications associated with the future simple, let's see first how can we form it. So here this is how we form the future simple. We start first by the subject and then will and then the bare infinitive. And as you may know, we have two types of infinitive in English. We have infinitive with to and infinitive without to, or we call it bare infinitive. So here it is foggy, it will probably rain tomorrow. So this is a clear indication of an action that may or may not happen. So it is based on our prediction that it is foggy today. So we are making this prediction that it may or it will probably rain tomorrow. Of course, we don't have the power to make it rain. So based on some indications, we are making this prediction. And as you may see here, we have will plus the verb in the infinitive form, which is rain. And we have an adverb of frequency in the middle, which is probably, like always, like usually. Whenever they are given, we put them in the middle before the main verb and after the auxiliary, which is will. And of course, we have the time indication that indicates that we are talking about the future action, which is tomorrow. When it comes to the negative form, we just add not after will, and then of course the bare infinitive, we keep it as it is. So here either we put the full form, which is will not, or we just put the short form, which is won't. Let's see an example here. Herbert won't finish building the roof tomorrow. So here we are talking about a future action using simple future in the negative form. When it comes to the interrogative form, we just change the places. We start first by will, and then subject, and then the bare infinitive. And of course, don't forget the question mark at the end. Will you do all your homework next week? No, we won't. So use number two of the future simple is to make a promise. So here first, so the form doesn't change. Either we're talking about making a prediction or making a promise. I promise I will get you a gift if you solve this equation. So it is clearly a promise to someone that if he is going to solve this equation, this person is going to get him a gift. So here using what? Using, of course, conditional number one, because as you may know, the form of conditional number one is if plus subjects plus simple present. This is the if clause, comma, subjects plus will. And as you may see here, this is clearly conditional number one. When it comes to the negative form, the form doesn't change except for adding not after will. Mr. Nabil promised that he won't tell no one. So this is a kind of promise. Interrogative form, we start by will plus subjects plus bare infinitive, and of course we don't forget the question mark at the end. Will you start your business if you get enough fans? So here this is clearly a sentence in conditional two. Concerning the time expressions or time indications used with the future simple are next week, next year, next season, next month, next weekend. So here we find something that is next. It's contrary to the past simple when we So the time indications like last. Okay, so it is the opposite way. So here next week, it could be a week, it could be a year, season, month, weekend. It just need to have this word which is next. Another expression is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So we are talking about a near future here. In 2025, of course, since we are in 2020, we are talking about a future action. And of course, the indication can be 2025. So here we are talking about a future simple. Probably and promise. So here probably comes as an adverb and promise comes as a verb. Now we move on to the future perfect simple. Of course, as we did with the future simple, we start first by stating the use of the future perfect simple. Future perfect simple has one main use, which is to express an action that will be complete or finished at some time in the future. It's the opposite of future simple since we are talking about an open action that will take place in the future. Here, the future perfect simple, we have a finished or a precise time in the future that this action will complete at a specific time in the future. تنهضروا على واحد الحدث اللي غادي يكتمل في واحد النقطة محددة ولا واحد النقطة معينة في المستقبل. So here before we move on to talk about an example and try to clarify it, let's see first how can we form the future perfect simple. So first we start by the subject, of course, and then we have this fixed rule that doesn't change, which is will have, and then of course we have the past participle of the main verb between brackets. And as you may know, we have two types of verbs in English. We have regular verb and irregular verb. So when it comes to regular verbs, we apply the rule of adding ed at the end. But when it comes to irregular verbs, you should have known so far the list, or you should have learned it by heart. So within a few years, they will have found a solution. So here we have a precise time in the future, which is few years, they will have found a solution. في غضون سنوات قليلة سيكونون يعني غادي يلقاو حل لذاك المشكل. Okay, so here using the expression within a few years. When it comes to the negative form, we just add not after will, okay, and then we continue our form, which is will not have plus past participle, okay. So Nabil won't have finished building the roof by the end of the week. So here the time expression associated with this example is by the end of the week. We will see at the end of the video some time expressions associated with the future perfect simple. So here Nabil won't have finished building the roof. نبيل ما غاديش يكون سالا بناء السقف by the end of the week في نهاية هذا الأسبوع. يعني تما عندي precise time, we are talking about a precise time which is the weekend or the end of the week. When it comes to the interrogative form, as you may know, we just change the places. We start first by will, and then subject, and then have, and then the past participle. Will you have done all the exercises by the end of this lesson? No, we won't. So here, the time expression is by the end of this lesson. And of course, you may see that the words in purple are clearly the future perfect simple. In this list, we are going to look at the time expressions associated with the future perfect simple. And the first remark that you are going to see is that mostly in all the expressions I listed here, there is the word by. So it is known that future perfect simple, when we are using it, we mostly in all the cases use the expression which is by. Okay, so here by this time next year, it means that it is a precise time in the future, by 3 o'clock, by 4 o'clock, by today, by tomorrow, etc. So in the condition that there is by, since so we are talking about the future perfect simple, by August, by autumn, by fall, by winter, etc. So in 4 months. Okay, so this is a precise time in 4 months, in 2 weeks, in 2 days. All these expressions mean at the end of a period of time. So here by 3 o'clock today, we will have had 6 lessons. So here we have a specific time today, which is by 3 o'clock. So this this is where the action are going to end. And of course, as you may see here, we'll have had 6 lessons. It's by 3 o'clock. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you got any questions, any comments, don't hesitate, put them below. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Try to share it with your friends. Hope to see you soon with another video. Till then, peace and love. Take care.